Okay, so what is conscious breathing or proper breathing or diaphragm breathing, and why is that important in IBS? And that's because in IBS, we don't, oh, sorry, my slipper fell off. We don't properly breathe. Most people who have IBS are not people who breathe properly. We are people who are chest breathers. We're people who don't breathe very deeply. We're shallow breathers. When we're in chronic stress and when we're having, like, we're just anxious kind of people, we're always like, you notice you'll always be like, you breathe up here, right? When you're anxious, you breathe up here. And the way to properly breathe if you are relaxed is to breathe from your diaphragm, to breathe from your gut. But when our gut is being clenched and it's being resistant to the world around us and like with what we're doing, and we're always just like holding, like just pay attention. Like, pay attention to your breathing and pay attention to your stomach. Do you clench your stomach? Do you hold stuff in? Is your stomach out? Or like, for the longest time when I had stomach issues, I was always in this mode of clenching. I was just my stomach was always kind of tense. Like it was never really like relaxed. Like it was never like open. Like, I'll show you. Oh, this doesn't move down. Right here. Okay. So like, I had to, like, for the longest time, I had to, like, stick out my stomach and just, like, allow it to breathe. I wasn't allowing my stomach to breathe. I was, like, kind of like this the whole time. And so I started, like, letting myself stick out my belly and just breathe. Like, breathe into your belly. Like, actually feel your belly pushing out. Like, put your hands there and just and to properly sing or to properly do yoga, it is all diaphragm breathing. So if you're really stressed out, put your hands in your stomach and practice conscious breathing. Like, deep breath into your belly. When you breathe in, your stomach is going to expand, right? It's going to expand. Hold it. Release slowly, and your stomach is also it's going to like deflate. And if we were to always breathe like that, we kick in our parasympathetic nervous system, which is relaxes the body, and we would live longer. People who breathe like, we don't like that. That's just inviting a lot of aging, a lot of stress, a lot of chronic ailments into the body, because breathing is life force, right? Like, if you don't have like proper oxygen going everywhere, and your body's not relaxed, and you're overworking yourself, like, we're human. Our human bodies, if you think about like a machine, a car, if it overheats, if it overruns, or anything that operates on like this type of fuel or whatever, you're gonna kick its batteries out. We have a battery too, and like, that battery needs to be recharged, and we recharge that by breathing deeply. And we relax by breathing deeply. And it's hard, because it took me almost it took me a long time. Like, I think that when we were babies, we were breathing perfectly, and then somehow we learned resistance, and we learned to be afraid, and we learned to hold our emotions in our bellies, and to hold it takes a lot of energy. So we're holding on to this anger, we're holding on to stress, we're holding on to people, we're holding on to things, and we're just clenching and we're controlling and all that, and it's exhausting. So what I invite you to do, and it's so good for your life, and they say that there's this yogi definition that your age isn't determined by the number that you are, but how many breaths you take. So the people who breathe slower and deeper are the people that live longer, and it's really determined by that. Because if you're breathing really quickly and you're always stressed out, like, I mean, your body machine is gonna crap out early. But if you consciously start breathing, it's gonna kick in and be this natural thing that you do. And then you'll even speak differently. Like, I used to be like strictly just a throat speaker, right? But when you start speaking differently, your voice gets deeper because you're speaking from your diaphragm. And it did take me kind of a long time. Like, it took me like 6 months to just keep practicing. But I mean, I figure it's better to do that, right? Than to not ever, and to like just not have as much oxygen and relaxation and life flow like going through your body. So conscious breathing. Breathe deeply into your belly. And I'm not saying like breathe like that all the time. Like, we can't be walking around and be like, I mean, you could, right? And I did that for the first little while, but just pay attention. Like, if you're at work, if you're at school, if you're whatever, just pay attention. Just pay attention to your breath. Or if you start getting like stressed out, freaked out, start breathing deeply. Like, breathe into your belly. Like, do that. It helps. Allow, and then when you have a chance to, because we're always clenched and we're holding on, when you get a chance to, like when you're at home and stuff, or you're just taking a break, stretch out your belly. Just stretch it out. Move, just do this, right? Or like go on your stomach and bend back. Do the cobra in yoga. Do the cobra. Just kind of push off with the floor and like just stretch out your belly, because like we're holding on. We need to stretch our stomachs out, and we need to allow the breathing. We need to allow the unclenching, the unholding on to things, because when we hold on to things and we're controlling with things, emotions, food, whatever, we're holding on to that, it's going to create, it wants to go through. We're holding on to that and we're not breathing properly, it's going to start clenching and going spastic and all that stuff, because your body wants to have that food and that emotion processed through your stomach. But when you're like not breathing and you're holding on and you're resistant, you're being resistant, right? It's not going to help. So start allowing the body to open up, allow the breathing to happen from the stomach, and that will serve you in all areas of your life.